Hello everybody, Gilligan Kruger 0829 here, and I officially declare it Hammer Time! So yes, as you can probably guess, we are in fact reviewing Thor, the newest movie by Marvel Studios Entertainment. It came out on the 6th of May, so it hasn't been too long, and I view it as a relatively recent movie. This is one of 3 films Marvel Studios is going to be giving us this summer. The next being X-Men First Class, which I'm going to do a series review over, and the other being Captain America the First Avenger. But this is the first, and it's also credited with starting off the movie season of 2011 summer, which we all know will be primarily big budget movies like this. So how does this one start out? How does it go? I know it's a very anticipated movie. Well, sit back and let's let the thunder roll as we go to Asgard. So the movie starts one night in New Mexico. We have astronomist Jane Foster, played by... do I even have to say her name? Natalie Portman. Her assistant, Darcy, played by Kat Dennings, and her associate and mentor, Eric Selvig, played by Bootstrap Bill Turner himself, Stellan Skarsgård. They're viewing an anomaly in the night sky, and as it picks up, they drive towards it to get more information. But while they're doing it, they collide with a person on the road, and they have no idea who he is. So we then flash back to 965 AD. Pretty big age gap, I know, but go with it, as we learn the truth of this man's past. His name is Thor. He is the son of Odin, the ruler of Asgard, which is a mythological realm. Odin is played by Anthony Hopkins, and he's a big factor in how everything's set forward. See, back in the year, he defeated a group of creatures called the Frost Giants, who were trying to take over several other planets, starting with Earth, by freezing it into a snowball planet. They're led by Colm Feore, who plays Laufey in this movie, though I can swear he looks like one of Davy Jones' minions from Pirates 2 if he had severe frostbite. So, Thor defeated these characters, and as such, he took their source of power, the casket, which is how they freeze everything up. All these years later, Thor is about to take the throne and his seat of power from his father, but the ceremony is interrupted when a group of frost giants breaks in, attempting to steal the casket. They're apprehended, but unfortunately Thor views it as an act of war, and gets a group of his friends together to go in and fight off the frost giants. They manage to beat them, but are surrounded, and are only saved when Odin comes back in to save them. So, unfortunately though, this results in breaking the truce between the two races, and potentially their enemies at war again. This infuriates Odin, who strips Thor of his powers and exiles him to Earth, along with his mystical hammer, which he puts an enchantment spell in. The hammer will stay in the Earth unless a worthy warrior can come and pick it up. Now, back in New Mexico, Thor has been taken to the hospital and is awakened to find that it's a very different world here. But things are going back for the scientists, as their lab has been raided, and they need the information because it's very critical. However, Thor makes Foster a deal. He says if she can take him to his hammer, he will give her all the information she needs to know. But other problems are going on in Asgard, as there's a troubled relationship between Loki, who's played by Tom Hiddleston. This is Thor's brother, and it was his partial thought to banish Thor. He thought it was a good idea. But he's now having furious thoughts with his own father, Odin. And he's trying a plot to apprehend Asgard and rule it for his own, and the plot ensues from there. Now, there's a lot to like about Thor. The action is really cool, there's a lot of humor, and the direction by Kenneth Branagh, yes, that's Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter, Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing, which Branagh also directed, and the narrator of Walking with Dinosaurs, Walking with Beasts, and Walking with Monsters. But anyway, the direction under him is really good. I really like the pacing of the story. It really focuses on both characters and action, and it's really well made. I also want to give praise to Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor. And although I've never actually read the comics or seen any TV shows, I think he nails it on the head. He portrays Thor as an arrogant but still likable fish out of water. And a lot of the funniest moments come out from that. There's one scene where he smashes a coffee glass just because he liked the drink and he wants more. I have to praise the pacing of this movie too, which is actually pretty well. It could have been maybe a little bit faster at first, but I think it picks up later. And I don't even mind the backstory and exposition of this. I think it really factors in to make this an interesting movie, which it does. I'm a sucker for mythology, as I will state in many later reviews, and yes, that's the reason I did like the new Clash of the Titans movie. I'm not really familiar with Norse mythology, I'm more with Greek, but still the fact that they put this into a superhero movie was a very interesting concept. And this is a good way to start the summer. I think it's entertaining, I think it's fluid, and it's definitely good for both comic geeks and people who don't recognize the franchise. The one problem I do have with this movie, however, is some of the characters' performances. They are very good for most of it. All of them are, especially Hemsworth and Portman, but occasionally they tend to overact. I'm not sure if this was their problem or how the script was written. The most guilty character is Tom Hiddleston as Loki, who, during the later half of the movie, really starts to raise his voice in points where it's not really believably possible that you'd raise your voice here. Technically speaking, given the situation, anyone would yell, but the way he does it, he makes it a little bit too dramatic, and that kind of bothered me. Another scene is between where Hemsworth and Portman kiss, which I can't really explain why, but I also thought was handled a little bit too dramatically. I don't know, it's just a kiss, but oh well. The thing is, for overacting, is I see it as the same way I see bad dialogue. If done in the right way, it can actually be funny and aid in the movie. Granted, I didn't think it was funny here, but I'm just trying to put out that I'm not really taking points off just for that. And it's just a fun movie. Overall, once you get past that, it's a very entertainable flick. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. This is a very good way for Marvel to start their summer, and a good way for Hollywood to start it in general, and I'm really hoping to give a lot of positive reviews to summer movies in the future. So, 4 for Thor. Try saying that 3 times fast. You can find all my YouTube reviews on my channel. If you have a movie you'd like me to review, comment on this video or on my channel. And until next time, peace!